Hello dear viewers, today we will explore together a mysterious and fascinating country, Guyana, the country of waters in the native language of the Amerindian tribes. Located in the northeastern corner of South America, Guyana is not only a small country with an area of about 215,000 square kilometers, but also a real treasure of nature, history, and culture. Imagine yourself lost in a world where the Amazon rainforest covers most of the territory, where vast rivers such as the Essequibo, Demerara, and Berbice meander like life-giving veins, and where people from different continents have blended together to create a diverse and colorful society. From its tumultuous colonial history and heroic struggles, to its booming oil-fueled economy, to its rich biodiversity with thousands of rare species of flora and fauna, to its spicy cuisine that combines Indian, African, and indigenous flavors, Guyana will leave you amazed and enthralled. This journey will take us through 10 in-depth explorations that will help you better understand this hidden gem of South America. And if you're excited about this topic, subscribe now for more great content like this, and don't forget to leave a comment below sharing your thoughts on Guyana. Now, let's get started. Guyana is strategically located on the northern coast of South America, bordering Venezuela to the west, Brazil to the south, Suriname to the east, and the Atlantic Ocean to the north. Although located on the South American mainland, Guyana is often considered part of the Caribbean region due to its historical, cultural, and economic ties to the West Indies, even participating in organizations such as CARICOM, Caribbean Community. Guyana's terrain is diverse, including fertile coastal plains, the Panorama Plateau with mountains over 2,000 meters high, such as Mount Roraima, one of the region's most famous landmarks, and tropical rainforests that cover 80% of the country. The climate is humid tropical, with average temperatures ranging from 26 to 30 degrees Celsius year-round, creating ideal conditions for the development of a rich ecosystem. Guyana has two main rainy seasons, May to August and December to January, with abundant rainfall of up to 2,300 millimeters per year in some areas, which nourishes the great rivers and Amazon rainforest. However, this climate also brings challenges such as coastal flooding, requiring a complex system of dikes built by the Dutch in the 18th century. However, you can visit Guyana all year round, as long as you are prepared for occasional rains and enjoy the fresh, clean air. Interestingly, Guyana lies below the equator, so the days and nights are almost equal, creating a balanced and harmonious rhythm of life with nature. Guyana's history dates back thousands of years, when indigenous Amerindian tribes such as the Arawak, Carib, and Warao migrated here from the Amazon, living by hunting, fishing, and growing crops such as cassava, corn, and sweet potatoes. They called the land Guyana, meaning country of water, reflecting the abundance of rivers and swamps. Their lives were in harmony with nature, with riverside villages and rituals honoring the earth. However, everything changed in the 15th century when Christopher Columbus sighted the shores of Guyana in 1498, paving the way for European conquest. The Dutch were the first colonists, establishing a colony in 1616, turning Guyana into a center for sugar, coffee, and cotton plantations with an elaborate system of canals to control water. By 1814, Britain had taken over and renamed it British Guiana, maintaining a brutal system of slavery. Hundreds of thousands of African slaves were brought here, forced to work under the whip, leading to heroic uprisings such as the Berbice Slave Rebellion of 1763 led by Cuffy, a symbol of the spirit of liberty still celebrated today through monuments and festivals. After the abolition of slavery in 1834, Britain recruited laborers from India, Portugal, China, and Africa, creating a rich ethnic diversity but also conflict, such as the 1856 labor riots. Guyana's colonial history is a long story of oppression, resistance, and resilience, laying the foundations for today's national identity. After more than 150 years of British rule, Guyana gained independence peacefully on May 26, 1966, becoming the first country in South America to do so without bloodshed. The first Prime Minister, Forbes Burnham, led the country towards socialism, nationalizing industries such as bauxite mining and sugar, and renamed it the Cooperative Republic of Guyana in 1970. However, the 1970s and 1980s were a dark period of political instability, economic recession due to mismanagement, and international isolation, leading to food shortages, mass immigration, hundreds of thousands of people left, and tragic events such as the 1978 Jonestown Massacre, where more than 900 members of an American cult committed mass suicide. By 1992, democracy was restored through the first free elections, paving the way for stability. Today, under President Irfan Ali since 2020, Guyana is experiencing an economic boom fueled by the 2015 offshore oil discovery by ExxonMobil, with estimated reserves of more than 11 billion barrels, making the country one of the world's largest oil producers by population. GDP growth is set to hit a record 33% in 2023 and is forecast to remain strong through 2025, but Guyana still faces a border dispute with Venezuela over the Essequibo region, two-thirds of the country, in which the International Court of Justice is currently intervening. Guyana's recent history is a testament to the transformation from poverty to prosperity, but also a lesson in balancing development with social equity. With an estimated population of 836,000 in 2025, Guyana is one of the most sparsely populated countries in South America, with a density of only about 4 people per square kilometer, mostly concentrated in the coastal areas. Ethnic diversity is notable. Indians make up about 40%, Africans 30%, mixed 20%, Indigenous Amerindians 10%, and small portions of Portuguese, Chinese, and Europeans. English is the official language, but Guyanese Creole, a variant of English with African and Indian vocabulary, is spoken daily, along with indigenous languages such as Arawak and Carib in the remote areas. Guyana's culture is strongly Caribbean, with the annual Mashramani festival, similar to Carnival, held in February, where people dance in colorful costumes to calypso, soca, and reggae music, celebrating independence. Indian influences are evident in Diwali with its lanterns and fireworks, Fagwa with its vibrant powders, while African cuisine contributes with its spicy stews. Amerindians keep their traditions alive in villages like Surama or Anai, where visitors can learn to make arrows, weave baskets, or listen to tales of forest spirits. Guyana is also known for its literature, with author Edgar Mittelholzer, a pioneer of West Indian literature, and music with artists like Eddie Grant, who wrote the hit Electric Avenue. This cultural fusion not only creates a unique identity but also fosters tolerance, despite the occasional ethnic conflict in the past. Guyana is truly a cultural melting pot, with each ethnic group contributing to the overall picture. Guyana's economy used to rely on the Big Six: sugar, gold, bauxite, shrimp, timber, and rice, which accounted for 60% of exports, with sugar grown on colonial-era coastal plantations, producing more than 200,000 tons a year. Agriculture remains important, with rice exported to the Caribbean and Europe, but mining, such as bauxite, the raw material for aluminium, and gold, has been a major source of revenue, albeit a polluting one. But things changed in 2015 when ExxonMobil discovered the offshore Stabroek oil field, with current production of more than 600,000 barrels per day and expected to reach 1.2 million barrels by 2027. This has pushed GDP growth to record levels, 57% in 2022, 33% in 2023, and a projected 25% in 2025, making Guyana the fastest-growing economy in the world, according to the IMF. The capital, Georgetown, is a bustling commercial hub, with Stabroek Market, one of the largest in the Caribbean, selling everything from fresh seafood to handicrafts. The government is using its natural resource fund to invest in infrastructure such as highways and hospitals, but the big challenge is avoiding the resource curse, where oil fuels inflation and inequality. So Guyana is diversifying into ecotourism, renewable energy, such as hydropower from Kaieteur Falls, and sustainable agriculture, creating jobs for more than 50% of its population under 30. From a poor country with a GDP per capita of less than $5,000 in 2015, Guyana is now aiming for $20,000 by 2030, making it the rising star of South America. Guyana is home to one of the largest untouched rainforests on the planet, covering 85% of its territory and part of the vast Amazon basin, which plays a vital role in absorbing CO2 and combating global climate change. With more than 8,000 plant species, 1,000 bird species, 300 reptile species, and hundreds of mammal species, Guyana is a biodiversity haven. Jaguars, the largest cat in the Americas, roam the forests, howler monkeys echo, sea turtles lay eggs on Shell Beach, and colorful toucans soar. The Essequibo River, more than 1,000 kilometers long, is the main artery, supporting an ecosystem of swamps and flooded forests where piranhas and caiman crocodiles live. The country is committed to protecting its environment through protected areas such as the Iwokrama Forest, a 3,700 square kilometer international project for research and sustainable tourism, where scientists monitor spider monkeys and rare orchids. Guyana is also a member of the Amazon Compact, which commits it to maintaining forest cover above 80%. However, the challenges of illegal gold mining and climate change, such as rising sea levels threatening low-lying coastal areas, require drastic action. The government is pushing a low-carbon development strategy to balance its oil economy with conservation, making Guyana a model for the world. Imagine exploring deep in the forest, listening to the whispers of nature. That's the endless appeal of Guyana. Traveling to Guyana is a true adventure, attracting those who love the wild and authentic, with only about 300,000 visitors a year, far fewer than its neighbors. The top icon is Kaieteur Falls, 226 meters high and 113 meters wide, 5 times the height of Niagara, where water cascades into a lush abyss, creating a shimmering rainbow and home to the rare golden frog. The capital, Georgetown, nicknamed the Garden City, boasts Victorian timber architecture from the British era, such as St. George's Cathedral, the world's largest timber church at 43 meters high, and the bustling Stabroek Market with hundreds of stalls. In the south, the vast Rupununi Savanna resembles an African savanna, where you can go horseback riding with local cowboys, spot deer and falcons, or visit Amerindian villages like Reva to learn how to live in harmony with nature. Ecotourism is thriving, with rafting tours on the Essequibo River to see pink river dolphins, or trekking to the top of Roraima, the legendary tabletop mountain that inspired Arthur Conan Doyle's novel The Lost World. Guyana also has Shell Beach, where giant sea turtles lay their eggs each year, and the biodiversity-rich Kanuku Mountains National Park. While infrastructure is limited, Guyana's authenticity and lack of tourists make it an ideal destination for those looking to avoid crowds and explore indigenous culture and unspoiled nature. Guyanese cuisine is a melting pot of cultures, reflecting the nation's diverse history of migration. The national dish pepperpot, a beef or pork stew spiced with cinnamon, chilies, and cassaripe, a bitter cassava root sauce, is slow-cooked for days, often eaten at Christmas with homemade bread, and has a strong African flavor. Indian influences include roti, flatbread wrapped in chicken curry or chana, chickpeas, and served with dal, bean soup, popular at street food stalls. Mitim ghee, a vegetable stew with coconut and seafood, represents Creole cuisine, while Guyanese toast with cheddar cheese is a breakfast favorite. Tropical fruits such as mango, coconut, soursop, and guava are available fresh all year round, often used in smoothies or juices. The Guyanese way of life is laid back. With cricket being the national sport, Guyana helped West Indies win the World Cup, and local matches attracting thousands of spectators. In Georgetown, life bustles with night markets and reggae bars, but in the countryside, people live close to nature, sharing stories around campfires or attending village festivals. Education and healthcare are improving thanks to oil, with literacy rates above 90%, but challenges such as poverty in remote areas persist. Eating and living in Guyana not only feeds the stomach, but also nourishes the soul, teaching us about sharing and diversity. Through this 10-part journey, we have seen that Guyana is not just a country, but a living story of resilience, cultural diversity, and hope for a sustainable future. From ancient rainforests that serve as the lungs of the world, to an oil-fueled economy that is transforming the country, Guyana is writing a new chapter with projects like building modern cities and protecting the environment. While it still faces challenges like climate change, border disputes, and social inequality, the spirit of solidarity of its people, forged through a history of struggle, will see them through. Guyana teaches us that even a small country can make a big difference on the world map. If you have been captivated by this journey, subscribe now so you don't miss out on future exploration videos, and leave a comment below sharing your favorite place in Guyana or why you want to visit. Thank you for joining us. Get on the road and let Guyana win your heart.